Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Right speed. And there's nothing else to do but hold each other's hand. This is how it should be. The wheels and the world spinning. Wheels and the world spinning. The wheels and the world are spinning at just the right. Speed. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie. What a great day it is to be at CSLN. Welcome to Sunday morning. And what a great rain we just had. I was thinking yesterday afternoon that my yard was really dry, and I thought, I wish it would rain. Boy, did it rain, huh? Oh, I'm Reverend Lynn, and it's my distinct pleasure to welcome each and every one of you today. And I want to point out, sometimes for our visitors, and our teaching is a little bit new to them, that we started as an institute. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said that we are a healing and teaching order, not a preaching order. And that's what we've turned out to be. We offer the healing support, we offer the classes, and right now we've got a fantastic class going on that David Arnholder is teaching on the book Untethered Soul, and it is a wonderful class. And following that class, we're going to have Dr. Mitch in with Science of Mind 103, and then we have a visioning class coming up, and then we will have a workshop in there by Candy, who's here with us today, and she's going to be doing a meditation workshop. So there's just some wonderful things coming up. You'll hear about all those in the announcements and in the newsletter and on the website as much as you'd want to know, and you'll have links to sign up if you like. But today I also want to recognize a new member from Boise, Idaho, Marcia Gregory, who just transferred her membership from the Center for Spiritual Living there over to us. And also, I want to recognize a new practitioner that's just transferred from MCCSL over here to us, Dr. Elaine Benson. And so we're very excited to have these two new wonderful people joining us. Our theme this month is about setting your intention. Setting your intention. And it's about knowing who you are, where you are, and what you want, and making that, setting your intention to move toward that goal. We can hope and wish and maybe never receive what we are looking for. But when we set it into our intention and we practice that, wonderful things we know happen. So we have a great program for you today. Jody Soland is going to be with us, and we'll hear from her just in a minute. Yes. And now, here's Larry Ferragalli. And he'll introduce our speaker and our guest artist.
I'm going to let Candy be the host later and officially introduce Jody, but I know Jody is a prolific writer. I know she has at least 7 CDs, and I know she travels the world speaking and singing and healing. So I'll just say that and let Candy do the rest later. So let's welcome Jody Solon.
Thank you so much. It's amazing to be back here with you. I see so many familiar faces and people I love, and I'm so looking forward to getting to know the rest of you. I'd like to set the intention for this service today by doing a song that I sing every morning because it puts me in that place of being centered and still and in gratitude. It's called Good Morning, God. Good morning, God. What a beautiful day. Thank you for the way the dew lays on the grass, sparkling like that. Good morning, God. The flowers are all in bloom. The sky is so clear and blue. Good morning, God. Thank you for the air I'm breathing, every breath you've given me. Thank you for the ones I love. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Good morning, God. Good morning, God. The songbirds are singing loud. It's sunny, there's not a cloud in this perfect day. And I just want to say thank you for the air I'm breathing, every breath you've given me. Thank you for the ones I love. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And I am amazed at this journey called life. For even the heartaches are only blessings in disguise. Good morning, God. Good morning, God. Good morning, God.
All right, let's bring on board member Karen Sorensen to do our announcements.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the center. We're so happy to see so many of you, and hi, everybody out there on the computer. Got a few announcements. Last week, Heidi had mentioned that our doors, all three doors would be open, and then the side doors would be closed later. Well, we made an adjustment. We're only going to keep this front door open and keep the side doors locked, just kind of a security thing. Please join us after the service for cookies and coffee and water and tea. We've got a bunch of things going on this week. On Monday, Team Council meets 6 o'clock to 7:15 on Zoom. Tuesday, Caring Hearts will meet at 6:30. Women's Circle will meet at 7, and those are all on Zoom as well. Thursday, David Harnholter's class, The Untethered Soul, continues. So that's Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 on Zoom. And for all of these meetings, you can always go on our website because all the links for the Zoom meetings are there. Under cslnashville.org, go to our calendar and meetings and events tab. The Discovery class date has changed again. It's been tough to kind of fit it in with everything else that's going on. So the new date is Saturday, August 21st. And this class is a requirement for membership. So mark your calendars so you can stay connected, and we'll let you know if anything changes. Candy Paul is going to be doing a transformation meditation on Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon. And I was just talking to her about it, and she is so excited about this program. So please join her. The Sacred Service team has room for new members, so we would love for you to reach out to Susan Prim, who's through the glass with the red and white striped shirt on. You'll see her. She's doing hospitality today. You can reach her at susan.prim, P-R-I-M-M, 15 at outlook.com or on Slack. Very excited for this Friday night. It's our first Writers' Night in a couple years. We're going to have open mics starting at 6:30. And you do need to sign up for that. Then our very own Gary Kavanaugh will be on at 7:15. Julie Grower, who we just saw this morning, she'll be on at 7:30. And Sean O'Shea will be the headliner at 7:45. So come on out for a fabulous evening of music. We are still trying to get together a summer kayaking canoe adventure, and Bob Sadler is going to be in charge of that. So you can contact him through the administration. And I can't believe it, it's August, but next month is September, and that's when our CSLN picnic will be. And it's going to be on September 19th at Edwin Warner Park. And we'll get more information as far as time, the shelter that we're going to, etc. You can join our community on Slack. Link in there, you can link into the newsletters, or you can email admin@cslnashville.org to get connected right away. Heidi Dixer can help you with that. If you need a spiritual mind treatment, find one of our practitioners on the website, click on their individual button, and fill out the contact form and submit your request. Stay connected and give love to help our center thrive. Visit lovecsln.com. And if you're watching online on the YouTube channels, give us a thumbs up right there at the bottom of the screen. That is great for our YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.
Inside of me, I see teach me every day and guide me on my way inside of me, inside of me. And I could search the whole world for the love that I see, or I could look inside of me. Inside of me is a beautiful light. Inside of me, all the wisdom I need, and who I really am is a child of God I see inside of me. Inside of me, and I could search the whole world for the wisdom I see, or I could look inside of me. Oh, I could search the whole world for the peace that I see, or I could look inside of me. I could search the whole world for the love that I see, or I could look inside of me, inside of me.
Thank you so much.
Let's welcome Gwen Smith.
Wonderful word, wonderful song. Let's give her another hand. Good morning. I am Gwendolyn Smith, and I am your practitioner for today, doing the reading and a treatment. And I will be reading from Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Because mind influences matter, we are compelled to study the nature of mind. Our understanding then allows us to assign meaning to what we are doing. The more knowledge we have about how powerful we are, as well as understanding the science behind how things work, the more we can understand the limitlessness of our potential as both individuals and collectively. We can collectively create and guide a new, peaceful, and prosperous future upon this planet. It all begins by making and practicing and leading with our hearts, raising our energy and tuning in to a greater information and frequency of love and wholeness. And with effort and intentions, we continue to raise our energy, open our hearts, changing our levels of energy from survival state to greater abundance, a level of awareness, compassion, creativity, love, gratitude, and elevating our collective consciousness. Instead of reacting to the news, disease, to violence, terrorism, fear, prejudice, competition, selfishness, and separation by which the media, commercials, video games, all types of stimulus, we can come together during crisis, modeling peace, justice, love, kindness, care, wholeness. Every time we meditate as a global community, we're casting a large, stronger wave of love all around the world, creating positive changes in the events that take place in our future. Y'all, we can change the world by first changing ourselves. Yes, and so it is. Now, treat with me. Knowing that God is all there is. Let us move into the silence. Breathe. Become still, quiet, patient, relax, and release. Breathe. Let go of any concerns or distress. All-knowing, loving intelligence takes over and provides the best solutions in a healing and revealing. I always know what I need to know and when I need to know it. Surrender. Let thy will be done. I surrender in love, peace, honesty, trust, clarity, clear intentions, service, passion, commitment, joy, change, gratitude. I know when my will matches your will, when my mind matches your mind, I know when my love matches your endless love, I am one with God. I celebrate the real me, remembering all God is, there is. In gratitude and deep appreciation, I know it is so as I allow this light and love to flow through my being, my mind, my heart. I release my vision to the law. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Let's welcome our host, Candy Paul.
Good morning. Well, I'm excited to introduce Jody. I got to meet her several years ago. It was the Unity Church, right, in Chattanooga. And I loved her music, and we bonded. And it's been so beautiful to see her progress and pilgrimage. She and her husband have moved. There's been so many changes, but one thing that hasn't changed is Jody's heart of love and her wonderful musical talent. It's a special talent because she's written songs for people at their request. She has written and recorded and performed theme songs for many clients, including Girls for the World International, the American Cancer Association, the American Heart Associations, IBM, the Boy Scouts of America. You get the idea. She's done it for little churches and small organizations too. She has a real heart of service. She also has a very beautiful gift in giving a message as a speaker, and she presents workshops. And she is currently based in Nashville, and it's so good that she's here in town, even in these strange times. So it's lovely to see her. You can find out more at jodysoland.com. I would like to invite Jody up to present and sing. Welcome, Jody Soland.
I remember that weekend distinctly. Candy was actually the speaker and I was a musician. And we met at that little church and we were actually staying overnight in the basement. Do you remember that, Candy? Little apartment in the basement. We hit it off right away, and it was like, you know how you meet someone, it feels like a sister? Someone you've known for years and years, and it was amazing. And I was able to purchase her books, and I can't tell you how many times I've referred to those books. The Art of Simplicity. I'm really going to talk about that a lot in my talk today. But my name is Jody Soland, for those of you who don't know me. And for those of you who don't know me, you might want to know that the talk title was supposed to be, If You Build It, They Will Come. But here's how I work. I kind of go with the flow. And yesterday, Spirit said, that's not your talk. Don't worry, I'm used to this. This is kind of how I roll. I generally never give a talk title because it always changes. I just tune in and listen. And yesterday it was very obvious to me that this was a message Spirit wants for all of us today. And the message is pure intention. You know, a lot of us have hopes and dreams and goals. But I think sometimes we get stopped right in the beginning phase of realizing those dreams, right in the beginning process, and we get stopped dead in our tracks in the intention phase. In the intention. We have an idea, right? But we go to set our intention, and I believe if it's from pure ego, we're going to get stopped right there for a minute. And we can either keep progressing or we can stop ourselves. And let me tell you a little example of what that looks like. My neighbor has just bought a new house, his dream home. He shows me pictures. It's amazing. It has everything I could ever want, everything I could ever dream of. It has the pool and the big, stereo system and all the best appliances and the tennis court and the big theater. And I look at that and I want that. And I kind of set a little dream in my mind. Ooh, that's what I want, right? Without really having any introspection, without really getting quiet and asking myself if that's what I really want. I'm coming from what? Competition and ego. I want that because that looks successful. Because everyone else in our subdivision and our small houses are going, woo, oh, and I want to feel like that. And so I may rush home and talk to my husband and say, hey, let's start the process of a loan and let's figure this out. And I may even take the steps of intending that dream, right? I'm going through the loan process. I'm going to sell my house. I'm trying to figure out all these ways I can buy that house before I ever stopped to get quiet and ask myself, is that my dream? And if it is, what's my intention? Why do I want that? Why do I need that? So before I check in, I've already started the things in motion. And usually when we do this, what happens? We have issues all along the way. The loan doesn't work out, right? Our house doesn't sell. Things kind of try to give us a little red flag. Hey, over here, are you sure you want to do this? Hey, over here, my husband's saying, I'm going to have to work 2 jobs to pay for that house. But what do? When we're in ego, we ignore all the red flags and we keep barreling ahead. And then we get that house. And then what happens in general? Then we find ourselves frustrated and angry because we're working so hard to pay that mortgage. Or the pool is a lot more maintenance than we thought it would be, right? There's all kinds of things that can happen when we start with an intention filled with ego, competition, or trying to fill our old needs or wounds of, I'll look successful if I just have that. My dream is this kind of girl because, boy, if I marry her, she's good looking. And all my friends are going to go, wow. I'm going to be a doctor because if I'm a doctor, I'll be respected finally. What I've learned in my life and by observing other people throughout their life is that when we decide we have some dream or some vision or some goal, the first thing we do is get quiet and check in. So that we can really get clear about why it is we have that dream. If in fact it really is our dream, right? And then we can get really clear about what are the next right steps for us in here. To be divinely guided instead of being guided out here in the world by what we think might make us feel better, look better. Right? And I believe one of the best ways we can do that is to go to nature. Is to simply go to nature. Do you remember being a kid and being out, maybe out back playing, losing track of time? You just were. And you knew when you stepped outside in the green grass of your own backyard, it felt like what? Freedom. Even if you were scolded a minute before by your parents or you had a bad grade at school or whatever happened, there was something about getting out in the backyard or getting on the playground with your friends or sitting under the oak tree with a book that began to empty you of all that, all the worry and stress. And it's still true today, no matter how old you are. Now, scientists have already proved that when you take someone who's stressed out and acting out or has health issues, right, and you bring them to the forest and simply sit them in the forest and do nothing else, their heart rate will change. They'll calm down. Their mind will begin to empty of worry and fear. If you leave them long enough and you bring them back to test them, right, with all the medical tests, you will find their whole demeanor has changed. They will talk softer. They will be calmer. They will be centered. And then if you take them and put them back in the stress environment they were in, they go back to all their old ways. Their heart rate races. They start having headaches again. So what does Mother Nature do? What does Mother Nature do for us? And how can Mother Nature help us when we have an intention and we want to be clear? How can Mother Nature help us? Well, we can go sit in the woods. Wow. And we can take in a deep breath. And we can let it go. And as we breathe, we can feel the stress in our bodies release on our out-breath. And then we take another deep breath and we breathe out anything that doesn't feel like love. And then we take another deep breath and we focus on anything that doesn't feel like peace in our body. And we let that go. And we begin to relax as Mother Nature does her thing. She empties us of the worry and the fear. You can feel the stress leaving your body. the worry that was on your mind is replaced by the sound of a chipmunk or squirrel scurrying through the forest. And maybe there's a little babbling brook, and we tune into that, and we smell the pine. And we get clear, and we stay open to Spirit speaking to us. Up in the hills of Pennsylvania, there's a sacred place I know. It's tucked away deep in the woodland. It's hidden neath the pine and oak. All the moss grows like a carpet on the rocks along the creek. I used to go and sit for hours and let Spirit speak to me. And white-tailed deer would leave their thickets and come and drink the mountain stream. The red-tailed hawk would always circle, and then he'd perch high in the trees. And one day a black bear came wandering with wild berries on his mind. And I wasn't even frightened. My heart was open and I was one with all creation. I was filled with peace and love. And everywhere I looked, I saw God. Then I woke up every morning to this busy, hectic life. As a singer and a writer, as a mother and a wife. One day the red-tailed hawk came circling, and he perched up in my tree. Then he swooped down to my window, and he looked right in at me. Well, I knew Spirit sent a message, and it was time for me to go back to the hills in Pennsylvania, to that sacred place I know, where I was one with all creation. I was filled with peace and love. And everywhere I looked, I saw God. I saw God in the wild flowers. I heard God in the gentle breeze. Remember, my child, remember this love and this peace. Take it with you when you leave. Up in the hills of Pennsylvania, well, there's a sacred place I know. It's tucked away deep in the woodland. It's hidden neath the pine and oak. All the moss grows like a carpet on the rocks along the creek.
I still go and sit for hours and let Spirit speak to me. And let Spirit speak to me. And let Spirit speak to me. Ooh, what a lesson. So when I have an intention that I want to set, I go to nature. It might be my own backyard. It might be sitting in the middle of the woods. It might be sitting by the ocean, wherever it is. And I empty myself because I've learned now that I'm 63. I've learned through the whole process that the best way to set a clear intention is to get quiet. And I simply sit and listen. And sometimes I silently say what's on my heart. This is my dream. This is my vision. What's my next right step? And you know what I hear sometimes? That's not your dream. That's not your next right step. That's not your purpose. And I've learned to listen to that. And sometimes something drops in, and I'm like, what? Me? No, that's not for me. This is what I want. Really? Okay. Sit for a while in the silence. Do you really want that? Right? And I listen, and whenever I've listened to Spirit, oh my gosh, everything unfolds beautifully. But whenever I don't, and I get my little bullheaded self in the way, and I'm going to go down this path because this was my idea, it never works. So there's the lesson too. Sometimes we get this idea, we think it's magical. Have you ever done that? Oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or this is an idea. And it just seems wonderful at the time. And then you begin the process, and you know that next right step is not a step in that direction. But you take it anyway. You get that business loan, right? Or you take a class or whatever. And then you judge yourself. And you don't want to stop. You don't look like you haven't succeeded. You don't want to look like a failure. So you keep going down a path that you know is not going to work out for you. I think there's a real secret right there. That's the secret sauce. That place where we set an intention and then we think it has to look like this. And when it doesn't start unfolding that way, we do one of two things. We stop the process, we give up, and we go, well, it didn't work out. Or we keep going and going and going and going until we put ourselves in so much debt, right? Or so much upset that it kind of falls apart. But what if your dream is a dream of an 18-year-old girl who hit Nashville after being a singer for many years in bars and clubs and came here to do her thing, which was what? Be a country music star. That was her dream. Now, the intention behind it was to help her family who didn't have a lot of money. Maybe she could help build her parents a new home, put her siblings through college. So the dream and the intention was that girl wanted to be a country music star. And she set the intention of seeing herself on the big stage, having the record deal, right? All the cool things that come along with it. And then she meets the love of her life in Nashville, Tennessee, and they become a duo. And within months, I mean, not years, months, people are coming after them and asking them to perform, and they end up on this competition TV show as a fluke. They don't know anything about being on TV, being on camera, but see, in their mind's eye, oh, this is the next step, right? Because they're going to be celebrities. And so they get on this show, and they win. And they win the next show, and the next show, and the next show, and they're astounded. But guess what? Oh, that's part of the dream, right? You would think, right? They're on TV now. Now people are calling. Now record companies are calling. Cool. And now the gossip around the stage is they're going to win the whole dang thing. Wow. Right? And in the end, the very last show, they lose. They lose. What happened to the dream? Remember the intention? The country music star? Well, they have something in their back pocket. They have a record deal. So whoopee.
They lost. Let's go over to this, right? This little part of the path, the sure thing. This looks like the dream, doesn't it? Okay. So they go up to sign their record deal, and it's padlocked and chained, the door of the record company. So that's a stop, right? Now what do? They set that intention. They had a dream. They had a goal. It was all unfolding. Boom, it's done. They happened to get a videotape from that show they were on in the mail. So while they were sitting there kind of crying, kind of upset, what are we going to do? Where's our dream? La, la, la. They put that videotape on and they watched the show. And the first contestant gets up and does their thing, and the judges are like, great, 1 out of 10 points, right? Judges give you 9.5, great vocals, awesome presentation. The next performer gets up. Good job, 8.2. Wonderful vocals, nice presentation, love the choice of song. And now this couple gets up and they do their original song that they wrote a few hours before. And they sing it. And the camera pans to the judges. And the judges sit there crying. And the first judge goes to speak and says, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what just happened here. I mean, the two of them and the way they open my heart, and I'm just... And then the next judge speaks, and the next judge speaks, and they get it. They were never meant to be country music stars. They're healers. They're heart openers. So their path went from straight ahead to country music and the Grand Ole Opry to vroom, right? Now here was their choice. Will they stay on this path and fight it all the way and try to get another record deal and try to do what everybody else is doing and do it because they needed to look important and successful? Or will they listen to their heart? Will they go within? Will they be divinely guided and go down the path Spirit had laid out for them all along? Which one should they choose? Or would they choose? I know which one they chose because I'm the girl. He's the guy. That disappointment, that failure, I mean, our whole lives, everyone thought, there we got the record. We did everything we said we were going to do. We show up in Nashville and boom, right? All our friends and family calling, disappointed, crying. People upset. I can't believe you don't have that deal. Best thing that ever happened to us. So we go inside, we get quiet, and we realize that it is ours to write songs that come from our souls. Doesn't matter if they ever get recorded. We're going to sing where we're led to sing. We're going to say no to the things that aren't for us. We're going to keep following that path. And it has led to one thing after another. Very big things, very big stages, and very small stages. And no stages at all. Doesn't matter. This path led me several years ago. I used to be in nursing years ago, and of course I've sung for patients and I've been around patients, but I told the CEO of Summa Hospital one day, just came out of my mouth. I was like, that came out of, I'm going to go room to room. I'm going to walk in a patient's room and I'm going to intuit where they are, and I'm going to sing a song that opens their heart. And if it's grief that needs to come out, they'll cry. And if it's joy that needs to come out, they'll process that. And she looked at me and said, I don't know what that looks like, but I trust you. And I walked into the first patient's room and I knew exactly what was going on. And I sat down and I started to play and sing, and the patient started sobbing and releasing grief. And I'm telling you this because look at my path. What if, way back then I went, or Gary went, well, you know what? We didn't get a record deal, so we're putting our instruments down and we're going home. And we're never going to sing again. And we do that. We do that. We give up because it looks like our dream is not going to unfold, but the intention behind it is what's important. And let me tell you, the most successful thing I've ever done in my life is to sit next to a patient who's dying and sing a song that brings them comfort, or sit next to a patient who's processing grief, or sit next to a patient who's worried about the bills and tune in. And here's the thing. It might not look like success to you. It might not look like success to the world, but I know in my heart that intent I set to serve the world, to sing, to serve, is fully realized. And it had nothing to do with Nashville. It had nothing to do with country music. It had nothing to do with anything other than getting clear when we finally realized that this path was not necessarily how it was going to show up. And so I encourage you to embrace the part of the lesson about not needing to know, getting clear, getting in nature, letting her empty you, letting Spirit fill you, co-creating your intention with God. It is a co-creation. Listening, checking in all the time. Is this the path? Is this my next right step? Because I promise you, you'll hear it or you'll know it. Look for the helpers. I'm walking down this path, I don't have any funding, and someone comes up to you and says, I have some extra money. And you say, oh, no, I don't want to accept your money. That's how our first CD got made, $24,000. Now, what if we would have said, oh, we can't accept your help? Do you understand? Look for the helpers. Look for things and people and all kinds of supplies that show up to help your project or your dream. And then check back in. Because maybe it is a no. Maybe you don't want to take money from someone because there's some strings attached, but checking back in. And don't fall into the trap of, I have to know exactly how it's going to turn out, because it's about the journey. Every time we allow ourselves to turn to the left and turn to the right and even jump on a whole nother path, we say yes to the universe, who is just co-creating our highest good. Not our ego good, our highest good. And not only our highest good, the highest good of the planet. Because truly, my highest good is serving. And in the bedside of a patient is my true highest calling. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know where, but I know somehow this dream of mine will find its wings. All I need do is to write and to sing the songs of my heart, the truth in my soul. And that's all I need to know. I don't have fear, I don't have doubt, I don't spend time trying to figure it out. This dream of mine will all unfold. I only have to believe it is so. And keep writing the songs from my heart and my soul. And that's all I need to know. And sometimes when I get discouraged, 'cause things are moving too slow, I close my eyes and let go. That's when I remember to just go with the flow. That's all I need to know. 'Cause I don't know when, and I don't know how, and I don't know where, but I know somehow this dream of mine will find its wings. All I need do is to write and to sing the songs of my heart, the truth in my soul. I need to know. So set your intention from that pure place. Co-create it with the universe, with God, whatever you want to call your higher power. Co-create it. Keep your eye on the ball. Stay the vision. When the naysayers come, oh, this isn't going to work, you'll never do this, you won't be successful, gently put them aside. And keep your focus on your dream. And listen to the cheerleaders and look for the helpers. And don't worry about how it's going to manifest, what it's going to look like 10 years from now or 2 years from now. Just walk the path and keep checking in. And go to nature. Do you know that a scientist recently had a new discovery that he, actually probably wasn't a new discovery, but he was explaining, an MD named Zach Bush, look him up, he's amazing, about, do you know that we get an upload from nature when we go into nature? You know how your phone has an upload or an upgrade? We actually get an upload, an upgrade to our whole biological, every cell in our body gets an upload, an upgrade. And that the energy from the earth heals us and helps us and clears us. So this morning, I just want to remind all of us to go back to pure intention. Follow your heart, follow your inner guidance. You have everything you already need to do what you want to do. And so it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jody. I needed to hear that. Now, it's time to give back to that which serves us. I would like to ask our ushers to come up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a treatment first, and then the ushers will come up. I just was so into Jody's message. I'm like blissing out here. Okay. I'm going to enter in to the silence for just a minute. The center, join me. And then I will speak a treatment. And I will speak it in the first person. You make it personal to yourself. There is one life, one heart, one mind, alive, life, and that life is my life as well. And like the rich forest, the deep ocean, the high mountains, the sweet grasslands, the vast desert, every landscape speaks and sings and is the glory of God. And that, going into that place, is entering into the presence. It's one of the best meditation techniques that is available, just simply being in creation, even if it's just a little herb garden on your deck looking out over to Bill's Bend. And then late night with all the night critters singing, so alive, so full, and it fills my heart. It fills my heart with a knowledge of the nature of the immense intelligence that holds me and guides me and carries me and shows me the way single step by single step. When Spirit is guiding, I know that sometimes my not knowing is actually the greatest sign that Spirit is creating something new in, through, and for me to bless the world, the work that I'm called to become ever more the person that I am, the original self that is beyond conditions, beyond mortality, the self that is eternal and lives in the eternal invisibles and sings out with joy and beauty and love and grace and watches it all unfold in perfect divine order and timing. Oh yes, this is the next step. Oh, this is the unexpected step. Oh, here's a helper here. Oh, here's a stop sign here. Oh, here's provision. It seems to come from nowhere, but it comes from our source, my source. And I am plenteously provided for, one step at a time. And the more I am having my heart open, the more clearly I know what that next step is, and the more it fits. It fits me. It's exactly what I need to do, because it is an expression of my true nature and the work that Spirit brought me here to do. And I know this truth is happening for each person who is here in this room, who is listening online, who is part of our family of Spirit. And I release this treatment knowing that our paths are peaceful, prosperous, and joyous. And together we say, and so it is. And now, I would like to invite our ushers to come up so that we can give back to that which serves us. We can be the helpers and providers for this community. And for our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description below, or you can email it to check to our street address. All of that is on our website. And now, repeat after me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And thank you for your loving gifts, and thank you for your gift.
Thank you. And I just wanted, before we started this next song, I just wanted to thank this amazing band, these amazing musicians. Aren't they amazing? And I know a little bit about, by asking a few of them about their stories, just how their path is wound, and that they kept saying yes, and they're here today. Every one of us are here today because we said yes along the path. So we're meant to be here. This has been awesome, and to work with this level of musicians is heaven. So we're going to do a song for you right now called Give a Little Bit.
Give a little little bit, dance a little more. Don't ever be afraid to get out on that floor. Live a little bit, live a little more. Take a leap of faith, let your spirit soar, and breathe in, breathe out, let go, and be grateful. Give a little bit. Give a little more. Open up your hands. That's what they are for. Love a little bit. Love a little more. Open up your heart, and that's what it's for. And breathe in, breathe out. Let go. Breathe in, breathe out. Let go. And give a little bit.
Julie? Antoinette, you want to come up?
Jody, thank you so very much. And one more time, what a great talk, what a great musician, what a great gift to us today. Thank you, Jody. Thank you so much. Yeah. And Gwen, your treatments are just out of this world. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, you guys. I tell you what, you're the best, and I really appreciate your work, and your hearts are so true and so obvious. We love you. Thank you both. All right, thank you. Yeah. And Julie Grower, thank you for being here with us today. I've lost her. She's here somewhere. Oh, hi.
Wrong person.
Anyway, thank you so much. What you got? Yeah. And our band. Now our band, everybody. And a little bit for our AV team right back there, okay? All right, thank you. What a great day. And if you're a visitor with us today, first or second time, and care to just stand up for a moment, we'd like to recognize you as well. Do we have one? Okay. Thank you very much. And please join us right after the service in the fellowship hall for a little hospitality break. And we're glad to see some of our old friends back with us today. What a blessing for us to see you and have you in our company. So I'm going to ask our speaker and our practitioners to come to the front. And I'm going to ask you to stand as we close with our last song.
Here we go. It's in every one of us. To be wise. To be wise. Find your heart. Find your heart. Open up both eyes. We can know everything. Without ever knowing. It's in every one of us. You and us. One more time, everybody. It's in every one of us. To be free. Find yourself. Open up both your eyes. You all can have everything. here and now.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.